37. Here he is throwing in the middle. It's caught by Watson. He's got great speed. Turning the corner. Christian Watson down the sideline. And he will score. Whoa. Hang on. Love to Watson. To a one-score game.
This one is the stunner. You basically feel like, all right, this Eagles team sort of has this thing under control, and then Christian Watson hits the Jets again. 6 touchdowns now in the last 3 games. He is really something. When he gets in the open field and running, that was some throw by Jordan Love, too.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. You can find me on Twitter at Packers_access. If you'd like to email the show, you can send a message to PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text the show at 865-658-5824. I'm joined tonight by Jacob from Packernet Fantasy Podcast, and we got a special guest on tonight. A little bit of recruiting that Jacob's done. This guy has got some awesome tape breakdown on YouTube. We got our buddy Malcolm in the house. How you doing, Malcolm?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're great, man. We're great. We're ready to geek out over some football tape here, man, and more specifically Jordan Love. I think everybody's excited to see what Jordan can do this year. And it's funny how many people are doubting him, right? But I think the realistic football fans are all saying, hey, look, we don't know exactly what we got. Let's see what happens when the lights turn on, right? And just for those of you who don't know, Malcolm, you can find him on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel called Big Mac Breakdowns, and you can find him on Twitter at HotBoyMK_. Now, Malcolm, you were originally from Milwaukee, right? And now you're down there in Dallas holding those Cowboy fans at bay, right?
Hey, they hate it. I call this Lambeau South. I call it Lambeau South, and they don't like it. They don't like it at all.
I'm all about it, man. Well, let's do this. Let's jump right in, man. First and foremost, one of the big breakdowns that I seen here recently, Malcolm, was Jordan Love, the tape getting broke down by first ballot Hall of Famer Kurt Warner. And some of the things that kind of stood out to Kurt as I took notes, he talked about what he's seen, especially in the Philly tape, and he's seen a little bit in the Kansas City as well, but a big improvement from that one Kansas City start to Jordan filling in for an injured Aaron Rodgers in Philly. He said, he was accurate when he was set, right? When the back foot hit the ground and it was planted, he was accurate delivering the football. He talked about him being very decisive within the system. He understood the system very well. He processed very quickly. You didn't see him try to do too much, really. He took what the defense gave him, that type of style. I've also got a preview here from Lindy's football preview, and this is what they said about the Green Bay Packer quarterback room. Said after 3 years of waiting and watching, Green Bay is anxious to see what Love can do. Love played in 4 games in 2022 and finished the year 14-21 for 195 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and a passer rating of 112.2. During a 40-33 loss at Philadelphia on November 27th, Rodgers left the game with a rib injury early in the fourth quarter. Enter Love, who went 6 of 9 for 113 yards, had a passer rating of 146.8, and led the Packers to 10 points on his 2 drives. Love has fantastic arm talent, can throw from several different angles, has nifty touch on deep balls, and extremely large hands, 10.5 inches. Love's scrambling ability also brings a new dimension to the offense. What Love doesn't have is experience, so he can expect defensive coordinators to throw anything and everything his way this fall. 5th-round draft pick Sean Clifford is the front runner to win the number 2 job. So, with that being said, you kind of hear the big comparison we heard coming into that draft, Malcolm, was, Patrick Mahomes. And listen, everybody calm down. We're not saying he's Patrick Mahomes. He's got a long way to go. But he could throw off platform. He could throw from different angles, things like that. And those are all positives. Those are all pluses, right? So let's do this, man. Let's share your screen, and let's just have some fun here, man. I want you to kind of dive into a few of the plays that really stood out to you when it comes to Jordan Love.
Clayton, we gotta acknowledge real quick that on the first ever program, we're about to get the man in trouble with his girlfriend because he canceled his date last minute to come on this show today. So you guys got to give him some special love because that's dangerous.
Please, man. I was in the kitchen, like kind of scared to tell her, like, man, how you gonna feel about this?
All right.
We got Aaron Rodgers can't make it to OTAs, but Malcolm can't for days, bro. Come on, we know who's committed over here.
That's right.
Let's do it, man. What do we got here, Malcolm? Talk to us, man.
All right, so this first play, we're gonna have Jordan Love running play action, and like I said on my channel, that the Packers want to run play action. They want to run a lot of play action. They want to run the ball, so it's only right that they throw off play action. So what we're gonna have first, we're gonna have this X receiver on the out route. We're then gonna have this receiver at the top of your screen. Excuse me. Can you see it? He's gonna be on the backside in route. Play fake going to the right of the formation. And watches Jordan Love, when he drops back, he goes through his progressions really well. Initially, that first read will be this out route to the bottom of the screen, but he's going to come back and hit this dig route really nice. So as I clear the screen, you can walk it through a little bit. Oops, stop. And Jordan Love, compared to Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, he has sort of a quicker play action fake. I think like Aaron Rodgers, he really tried to sell it, and I think it threw off the timing of the throw sometimes. Most notably in the play, it was a sort of I think it was a flood concept in week 1 to Minnesota, and Christian Watson was running the crossing route, and he just did not throw in the ball because he was still going through his progressions with the play action fake. But as you can see, Jordan Love pulls it right away, and he's already ready to throw. And as you can see, as we stop it, all the defensive linebackers are sucked into the run. So as we continue it forward, there's nothing but opportunity in the middle of the field for this dig route. And Jordan Love sees that, and as you can see, he's already ready to throw the ball. At this point, this is pitch and catch. Then as I continue forward, he hits him. Of course, I wish he was in stride. He could have probably got some yards to the catch, but this was back in 2021. So this was Jordan Love's real first live action, and he was already ready to make throws like these. And again, like I think that Jordan Love can attack the middle of the field. Another thing that wasn't really Aaron Rodgers' forte. He could, but he liked to throw more to the boundary. And that's something that is going to be different to see in this offense, in my opinion, this year. Because I think Jordan Love, he even got in trouble in some plays throwing across the middle. But just the fact that he's wanting to go across the middle, attack the middle of the field to open up other opportunities later on in the game. So, again, like, I see him, like, again, if you stop it right here, he knows that he's able to just get to his drop. Look at his feet square. And he's just letting it rip after this. And I think his mechanics, I always loved his mechanics. He never really had release, in my opinion. He's cleaned some things up. I know they talked about him having like a little hitch when he's ready to throw the ball, and that kind of threw off some of the timing. But I thought he was cleaning it up right away, especially on play action, because, again, that's important in the Matt LaFleur offense. And I believe that Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, I think Grant DeBose is a sneaky wide receiver that's going to probably be on the receiving end of this play. He's going to be my dark horse for wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4.
Write it down. Put it in the books.
I watched Grant DeBose, and he is a dog, man, and he is able to separate too. He has a little shiftiness in his route running, so I could see him being on the receiving end of this play. But especially, I think Christian Watson takes a step as a route runner this year as well, so he's going to be able to create separation. And this is against cover. I want to say it's cover 3. What do y'all think? Is this cover 3 or cover 1? Like, if I run it through slower.
Yeah, to me that looks like cover 3, and you've got like the backers. The backers are playing that underneath zone. That to me looks like cover 3 for sure, and that's where you want to hit it. Really, you get the play action to suck the backers up and hit it right beyond them, that mid level, and that's what they talk about with Jordan Love. Going down the field. He does have pretty good touch. Like you said, you'd like to see him hit him in stride, but again, this was 2 years ago. But yeah, I think what he's looking at right there is a cover 3. It's so hard, isn't it, Malcolm, to determine nowadays, because defenses play, even when they're in zone, they play man principle sometimes. So you talked about him with the play action and how he's a lot quicker than Aaron is, right? With completing the play action. You'd rather be early than late. That's for darn sure. And, sometimes you see receivers running open with Aaron, off a play fake, and you would think, okay, why didn't he throw it? I'm sure that came into factor many times, that he's a little late off the play fake. Therefore, that window he might not be as comfortable throwing to. And you hit the nail on the head too. Aaron, with that arm talent, ever since he got in the league, he wanted to work the boundaries, right? That's something he did. But the things you pointed out on that play, man, is huge. Going through his progressions, side adjustments, attack, and just being able to attack the middle of the field and just really taking what the not just the scheme is giving him, but the defense is giving him here, because you can tell, man, they're like, okay, Jordan's in there, they're just going to run the football. I mean, they really bought up, and hey, this is what's awesome. Once he starts to establish himself and has a little bit of success with those type of plays, what's going to happen? They're going to start fading back a little bit, and that's going to open up the run game. So, You got anything there, Jacob, before we move on to the next play?
No, I mean, I was just thinking, I was watching, like I said, your videos, and you did mention a lot that you thought play action would be the key to success, and a little bit branching off of that. Does that mean that you expect Aaron Jones to get a bulk more of the carries this year, like really start using him, especially if it's his last year, his last 2 years, really start making him a feature back, because he is just an unstoppable force, like, averaging 5.5 yards a carry or whatever. So what do you think about that?
So, Aaron Jones never averaged less than 4.5 yards per carry in his career. And on my running game video, I mentioned that Aaron Jones should get at least 15 carries. And just to quote myself a little bit, like they like to switch it up between carries and touches. No, I think he should get actual 15 carries. And we seen from the Kansas City game, they're going to pile the box to start off with Jordan Love until he shows that he's able to pretty much make plays like this and punish them for bringing 8 men down into the box. But all in all, like, I think that Jordan Love, he's going to show that, hey, if you can bring 8 men into the box, but don't be surprised when I pull it. And another thing that I wanted to mention that I liked about the way he does play action is the common theme is that you can't see the coverage once your back is turned and you're doing that play fake. But since he's pulling it quick, as you can see on the screen, everybody is still in the stem of their routes. They haven't even made it to their breaks just yet. So I think that if Jordan Love can continue, and granted, still have those little nuances to play action, but just don't make it a habit on every single play action, because it's not going to be any surprise to it anymore. I think this is surprise you more than just holding it for 2-3 seconds. This is actually like, oh snap, I got to get back into my hook. I got to get back into my hook zone. I don't have enough time. And as they trying to drop back, as you can see, the ball is already gone. So yes, going back to your question with Aaron Jones should have a career year. I'm not. I said he could have close to 2019 production. I could see 10 touchdowns for Aaron Jones this year. I would say split the touchdowns between catches and runs, but not the carries. The carries should be at least 15 carries. Aaron Jones is an all-pro-esque back, in my opinion. So he's going to benefit Jordan Love in the passing game as well, and I'm excited to see that.
Who's your RB3, real quick?
Tyler Goodson. Tyler Goodson. Tyler Goodson.
He shows some stuff.
He shows some stuff. If he could show that he, let's say he put on some more weight and can take I would say if he could get about 5-10 carries in one game, let's say the Packers blowing them out or something like that, hopefully, or we get an injury or something like that to one of the running backs, I think Tyler Goodson can come in and affect this offense not only in the running game but in the passing game, because he works well out in space. I like him on those pony formation swing passes. I like him in the screen game. He showed something in the screen game in the preseason. I think he just needs the opportunity. Even if it's just in that Tyler Irvin type of jet sweep role. Right. I just need Tyler Goodson on this 53.
Nice. Love it, man. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Let's move on. Let's move on to play number 2 here. What we got with the?
All right, for play number 2, I have another concept that the Packers like to run out of play action, and I broke this play down on my channel. But to bring it to you guys, they're going to be on this concept called Yankee. And Yankee is, you have Romeo Doubs here at the top. He's going to be running this post. And then you got Juwann Winfrey. He's going to be running this crossing route underneath. And this is another play action. So I think the play action is going to this side of the formation. So this is kind of how the play concept looks. The Packers ran this out of a lot of different formations. They didn't just run it under center, but I do expect the Packers to run a lot more under center this year, which is going to help the play action as well because, again, you don't know if you're running. You don't know if they're passing. So I'm just going to kind of walk it through a little bit. He sends Amari Rodgers in motion, play action fake. And as you see, again, another quick play fake. And look at the linebackers. Where are they? They're out of position. They're toast.
Yeah.
They're toast. They are not able to get back into their hook zones in time. And at that point, again, Jordan Love delivers a beautiful pass on this play. I never get over watching this play because this is where I knew Jordan Love was my quarterback.
And this was preseason, right, Malcolm? Am I thinking right?
This is week two of the 2022 preseason.
Yeah, with dude, this throw right here, that is an NFL throw.
Yeah, this is an NFL throw, and the Packers gonna run this quite a bit. Like, I think that we seen a lot of it early on. I believe when Aaron Rodgers, when we were running pony formation, we would fake the wide zone out the shotgun. Aaron Rodgers will pull it and throw. I think he liked running this play more out of shotgun. But if Jordan Love could execute this under center and consistently, maybe even against the too high defense, he could probably hit that deep post running through the middle of the field. But this is against looks like cover 3 with man principles. Looks like that's what it looks like to me so far. You could say cover 1.
Yeah.
But
to me,
again, since this linebacker dropping into the flat at the bottom or the safety, it kind of looks like cover 3 to me. But again, like if Jordan Love, that's what one thing that I do have a question about Jordan Love. Can he hit that deep shot? But I think he's going to take this. He's going to take this crossing route, I would say at least 7 times out of 10. I think the deep shots will probably be not limited because we can't do it, but limited because I think Matt LaFleur will be okay with hitting the underneath, hitting the open man pretty much, and letting the playmakers do what they do instead of just having to force the ball down the field. This is how our chunk play. I believe this is how our chunk plays are going to look in 2023.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you got that eye candy with Amari on the jet. All that. I mean, you're going to see more and more of that. And
we did a disservice to him.
Hey, man, listen. I was actually listening earlier today, not to get off topic, but Jason Wilde was talking about how he had a conversation with Aaron Rodgers. And if I understood correctly, I was going to play it on a pod later this week. He said that he asked Aaron, were you kind of anti Amari Rodgers, for lack of a better way of explaining it? Were you kind of on board with that? And he said no. He said he was not put in a position to succeed. He didn't get an opportunity to really grow up in that offense, and they just shoved him back there to punt return, kick return, and that's something he wasn't built for. I don't think he got a fair shake either, man, to be honest with you.
I like the way he ran, dude, like his body level, and like he just looks strong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Amari, I said I had a redraft video where I did the original pick.
Yeah.
Of course, the original pick was Amari Rodgers, and I kind of defended him a little bit, saying that he just wasn't a punt returner. I know he did it in college at Clemson, but I played baseball. I played center field, and it could get them lights can really get into your eyes, and you can miss a couple every now and then. I think with the pressure, you add the pressure onto Amari Rodgers. Like, he probably just couldn't handle it, but he made plays as a receiver. I would say he made plays as a kick returner and a running back in the preseason because we gave him a few manufactured touches and things like that. So
absolutely.
So it's all about maximizing the receiving potential on this, especially when we're going to be running a lot more, I would say, quick hitters, a lot more play action. It's all about the playmakers in this offense this year, in my opinion.
I agree, man. Players win them, coaches lose them, right? That's what they say. So, all right, brother, let's move on to play number 3. What you got?
Okay, for play number 3, I'll take y'all here because I love this play. I love watching this throw too. Again, staying on attack in the middle of the field, which Jordan Love likes to do. And I think, again, I said on the last clip that our chunk plays might look a little different, but I think we will still be able to attack the middle of the field. Like I said, when Jordan Love gets these two high safeties, I think all he sees is food at that point, because I know he not saying I know he's attacking the middle of the field, but he's definitely going to take that shot if he's there. And I just want y'all to kind of go into your imaginations. Let's project some of the 2023 receivers and tight ends onto this play, because right here we got Jay Sternberger. This is back in 2021. He's going to be running a seam up the middle, up into that. Excuse me. He's gonna be running that seam up into that too high safety look, and this is going to be versus Tampa 2. So.
And just to explain Tampa 2 real quick, guys, for those of you listening on the pod, Tampa 2, you've basically got, you got two on the shelf. They've got, half deep responsibilities. And then you typically have a middle linebacker that's going to drop and take away that seam. Okay. That's what made, it became famous in Tampa Bay with Tony Dungy, because he had Derek Brooks, who just had freaking world-class speed for a middle linebacker. He could cover that seam better than anyone. And of course, you had Simeon Rice and Warren Sapp getting four-man pressure.
Warren Sapp ruined our lives for a long time.
Man, what's funny? There was a poll saying who were the Packer rivals like in the last 20 years or something like that. And I didn't see Tampa Bay on that list. And I'm like, they used to terrorize Brett Favre. They used to terrorize him.
Go ahead, though, man.
Yeah, so again, let's imagine this is Luke Musgrave or Tucker Kraft. This type.
Oh, come on!
And I already know your mouth is watering at that point. So then the slot receiver, who is Amari Rodgers, he's going to be on this short hitch route, and then on the outside, who is Devin Funchess, he's going to be coming around on this dig.
Funchess, that's right.
So this two-man concept is. I hear it's called Salem, but the Packers add a seam route to kind of create more of a dagger type of concept. And dagger is pretty much right up in here. You're going to stretch the field. You're going to stretch the field vertically with the seam, then come underneath. But you can have it either or on this play. You can hit pretty much any of these routes on this play. So I'm going to highlight the defender right here, because this is where the Tampa 2 comes in. He's going to try to get depth. He's trying to get depth because he's going to have to try to carry that seam up. But as we run the play through, I'm going to walk it through. As you can see, Jay Sternberger. Now, if Jay Sternberger running past linebackers like this, Luke Musgrave is definitely running past. And that might sound a little bit of Homer-ish, but I think it's possible. And Jordan Love gets to the top. He sees it, and he's on his way to throw this ball before the receiver is open. He's throwing this guy open pretty much. And he's finding a hole in that cover too, taking it for a good chunk play. And I think, like I said, if Luke Musgrave or Tucker Kraft is on the receiving end of this, I think at least from 50 yards, if we're at midfield or at that 40-yard line, this is very much a touchdown in my opinion, because again, Jordan Love is not afraid to attack the field. He's going to get the ball out on time if you get open, or if you're looking like you're about to get open. He can throw with good anticipation. So, and it's a history, like I said, probably like 3 or 4 or 5 times now. He's not afraid to attack the middle of the field. And I can stop it right here. I'm going to stop it right here, because let's say that this linebacker does get depth on this play. You still have to account for this underneath dig route. And I don't know if Jordan Love could fit it into a window like this. I'm pretty sure he would try if he had to. But as you can see, this hitch route is still open. So he has multiple options on this play. But he takes the chance and he's able to throw that seam route. And it's not – I really can't pinpoint the last time where I felt like Aaron Rodgers attacked the middle of the field and I was sure about the outcome. I could be sure about, not saying I could be sure every time about Jordan Love, but again, if he's going to make smart decisions like this, because he has made this throw and threw in interceptions. He did it against Kansas City in the preseason game, but so he will have to make sure he's not making those rookie mistakes. For that matter, take the check down if you have to, but I'm confident with him throwing this pass, and especially if he's trying to make the play to push the ball down the field.
Absolutely. And if you were to remove that seam route, what you have is a concept that LaFleur absolutely loves. They ran it
Yeah,
against Philly with Jordan in the game. It's called wrap, where you
rap.
basically got that sit or that hitch underneath, and then you've got the deep dig on the over top of it. It's a high-low concept. Now you throw in a trips formation like at a tray, whatever you want to call it, and you throw in the seam route. What you've got there is they seen this team run a lot of Tampa too. I guarantee you. Now you're not game planning as much in the preseason, but going into that week, I guarantee you, it's hey, look, they like to play a lot of Tampa too. The goal is to walk that Mike out, and if you walk
Hmm.
that Mike out and he goes with the seam, like you said, you can hammer that dig. Your safety valve is underneath. Plus, you probably got a little. I'm trying to look at the backside. Yeah, you got a little leak on the halfback side too, a little T leak. That's a little
Yeah,
safety valve there too if protection breaks down. But Jordan stands tall, climbs the
yeah,
ladder, steps up in the pocket. Man, he delivers a great ball there. I remember this throw and going, hold up a minute. He just,
yeah,
I call that the base, right? When you attack a
yeah.
cover two, and everybody's got their little nicknames and everything, but when you attack a cover
Hmm.
two defense like that in Tampa 2 typically takes the base away if you've got a solid middle linebacker. So you've got
Yeah.
the base, which is in between the two safeties, and then you got what I call the bunkers, which are on the sidelines in between
Okay.
the hook route or the hook zone and the deep half. So he played this perfect though, man. He anticipated it. He's seen, all right, it's Tampa. Yep, he's got him beat. Bang it in there. Boom.
Yeah.
Beautiful throw.
Yeah,
Love
and
it,
to
man.
piggyback on what you said, Jordan Love standing tall in the pocket. I mean, I think he measured in at 6'4" and then
Yeah.
some, and that's I'm anticipating, I should say, because he's also athletic. I think he ran like a 4'6"
Yeah.
flat, something
Yeah,
like
it
that,
was there was
4'5".
multiple recordings of it, and we talked about it on past podcasts. He's right there in the
Yeah,
same ballpark as Aaron Rodgers ran when he was rookie. So, we
yeah,
remember how Rodgers could move around too back in
yeah.
the day. Back
So
before he
yeah,
got
if
them
he
old man legs like I got. You know what I mean, Malcolm? I got them old
yeah,
man.
yeah. So I would say that to stop it right here. Like, let's say the block gets hot, he does have a lot of space to run right here.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't be mad if he, like, if none of those routes was open, he just took off running. That's something that I want to see, because I want Jordan Love to get involved in the run game, to be a run
absolutely.
game multiplier. But he showed a lot, even in the regular season games that he played, being able to improvise and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jacob, you got anything there, man, before we move on to play 4?
We'll see what play number 4 is or play number 5, and if he doesn't cover my answer, then I'm gonna ask him. But I'm
Okay,
feeling
cool.
like he might be doing one. I don't want to step on his
Yeah.
game, you know.
Okay. Thank you for that. No, it's all good though. Let's go here because the last play is special to me. But so on this one, they're going to be working out the pony formation. I call it the Pony Boys. That's trademarked in my too.
Stay
But
golden, Pony boy. Stay golden.
Pony Boys, the Pony Boys, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. But so I'm gonna just highlight these two receivers down below. They're going to be on I call it a slot cross
Mhm.
with a backside dig. So Allen Lazard is going to be on the crossing route from the slot, hence slot cross or wide cross. They'll call it if it's a tight end.
Yep.
And then MVS will come on this deep dig. Now, I don't believe that this dig was Jordan Love's initial read. I believe he wanted to either go to Devontae Adams at the top or hit Allen Lazard across the middle. But watch how Jordan Love, he's able to go through his progressions pretty nice on this play. So I'm going to walk it through. And as you can see, this linebacker is carrying on with Allen Lazard. But as you can see, this cornerback down below, he's already flipped his hips. He's going vertical.
Yep.
He's going vertical. So Jordan Love sees that. And look, again, as I stop it, let me stop it. As you can see, he's looking to the middle of the field. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah,
Maybe I can.
absolutely, yeah.
Like, he's looking to the middle of the field, then he comes back. So he comes back to his second read, and boom.
Yeah.
Still on the theme of attacking the middle of the field. Like I would say most of his reps, that's what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
not scared to do that. He's not scared to do that.
And as you zoomed in too, watch the defensive lineman's arms go up, and you see Jordan kind of change that arm angle. If you,
I was going to say his release changed, and it was really quick.
Yeah, watch his arm angle here to avoid those hands in the air, trying to block that throwing lane. Watch this right here. See the hands go up.
Yep, hands go up.
Look, he's kind of a little
He's
side
armed it.
That kind of reminds you of somebody, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Like just that quick twitch throw.
Yeah.
Quick pitch throw, and he hits them in stride. Imagine if, there weren't any extra defenders right there. MVS could still be running at this point, but I think this is an on-time throw. It's a beautiful throw. So I'm gonna move on to the next one because that's been on the common theme of attacking in the middle of the field. But now I want to get into attacking the field vertically. So I alluded to this play, or I did talk about this play in my film room on the passing with Jordan Love. So the 49ers, the 49ers have had a common practice of whooping on the Packers for the past, decade. But, so they're going to be running cover 0 on this play. These linebackers are walking down. This safety back here is going to be matched up. All these guys are matched up at this point. So Jordan Love does, as you can see, there's nobody in the backfield with Jordan Love. So he has to know where he's going with this ball as soon as the snap hits, because there's going to be 6 rushers versus 5 blockers.
Yep.
So what the Packers are going to be running on this play is a smash fade. So this outside receiver is going to be on the quick hitch, and Romeo Doubs, who might have the most productive season out of the receivers. That's not a take. That's just a prediction. But so this is what they do: slot fade, smash fade. That's typically where I see it being called. But Jordan Love, I'm gonna just let the play through and just watch how Jordan Love just puts great touch on this ball. Romeo Doubs has been a common receiver for Jordan Love, especially in the preseason. He has the most chemistry with Jordan Love out of all of the receivers. And I know our darling Christian Watson, he's projected, which I believe he'll have a breakout season, especially playing hopefully a full 17 games. But I think just the chemistry with Jordan Love and Romeo Doubs, that's going to open up the vertical slot fade for these guys, especially in the quick game, because this is a common quick game concept that the Packers like to run. You've seen it a lot with Aaron Rodgers throwing it to Alan Lazard, who just didn't play like a 6'5" receiver, in my opinion. But just to kind of break the play down a little bit more, the rushes are a little bit late, but one does eventually run free.
Yep.
And I would say Jordan Love has been under more duress than this, but all in all, he just knew that he had to get the ball out. It's kind of like he already knew what the coverage was. He even had Josiah DeGuara wide open, but I think he just knew that Romeo Doubs would be open on this play. Not to mention, and don't get mad at Brian Gutekunst. This man right here, y'all know who that is?
Tell him who it is.
Tavarius Moore. And
signed
him this offseason. The Packers signed him this offseason. I'm sure it's for either rundown purposes or special teams purposes, but this is one of your new safeties, you guys. So just to break down sort of how Romeo Doubs gets open on this play, just a split release. He attacks his leverage pretty well on this play as well. Romeo Doubs is a pretty decent sized receiver, standing at 6'2". I'm pretty sure he's over 200 pounds as well. So his shiftiness for his size can be a little bit overwhelming. And I think that's why Jordan Love has so much trust in him getting open in a quick instance. You've seen it with Rodgers and Devontae Adams. I think Jaden Reed, who he's standing at 5'10", and people reminded me enough because I said he was between 5'8" and 5'10" on the channel. But he's 5'10", but he worked mostly as an outside receiver at Michigan State. And he ran a lot of fade routes, and he had a lot of touchdowns and production on those fade routes. And he's not scared to go above for that. He's not scared to go to the top shelf for that ball. Neither is Romeo Doubs. He had a few contested catches, touchdown. He dropped one against the Patriots that, you know, they won't let him live it down. But I think Romeo Doubs in 2023 can make consistent catches like this from Jordan Love. And I know that Jordan Love trusts him to make, and I would say Jordan Love, he's not the most settled either.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's for a deep ball, though. I mean, you're talking about that ball's in the air for what? Let's look at it. Roll it all the way to the end if you don't mind there.
Yeah, yep.
Let's see here. So from the 42 to the goal line. So that's a 42-yard pass, and you can see it's a flick of the wrist.
It's like
It's
effortless.
a flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even want him to really step into that throw.
Right.
Like just do it how if that's comfortable and you know you can get it there, or if it feels right to throw it like that, and that's how you comfortable and you know you trust Romeo Doubs to go up and get it, why not? You know, this is I think, not saying that Packer fans have been saying this, but I could kind of see the underwhelmingness of just since we don't have Aaron Rodgers, a few passing concepts are not going to be accessible to us. One being that fade. He didn't throw it particularly well against Kansas City in that COVID game, but
yeah,
I think that this is something that he's gonna develop over time. This is more of a chemistry act rather than he just not able to throw this pass. Like, no, he has to build up the timing with his receiver on this play, what the release is looking like, how fast can they get up the field, and again, what the coverage is. How can I move based off the coverage? So he knew that he had pretty much no help over the top. I'm gonna go to my guy on this play, bar none.
I was going to say too, you know, the scheme, the play call itself didn't do them any favors. I mean, they're running a zero blitz. You got a little hitch on the outside, you know, up top. You got kind of it's a double fade more or less. You've got some underneath and over the top, but those are covered up. I mean, they might as well be impressed man, right?
Right.
He reads it right off the bat, doesn't even look to DeGuara and says, let's give our guy a chance to. I hope to God, Malcolm, that he didn't look over and go, oh, that's Tarvarius Moore. Let me just throw it over. It kind of looks like it, though, right?
Like he probably didn't know it was a safety. He probably didn't know it was a safety, and you know that's why they play safeties. Like how cornerbacks don't play receiver, safeties don't play cornerback for that reason.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Good stuff. That's all five, right?
That's all five.
Good stuff. You know, I love it too. You didn't even dip into the Eagles game. That's what I love because the Eagles game is just like, it's so easy to pick on that game, right? And Jordan really, and that was kind of the more refined version of Jordan Love. This is early, guys. This is early in the game here, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's got all the tools. It's what Greg Cosell was talking about. I think he's a great passer. I think he's got all the tools. It's can he put it together on a consistent basis, and is he going to be the same person, the same player, the same teammate week in and week out? And I love how this locker room has rallied around him. Jacob, we've talked about it pretty much all offseason, right? From Jair to Romeo. I love Romeo coming out and basically saying, look, there ain't gonna be no change in the quarterback play. Like this dude's he's ready to go. That confidence, man. You know, it's one thing you'll let yourself down all day long, but when you got people around you that you care about and they care about you, you don't want to let them down. When they go to bat for you, it's there's a little more invested right into that play. Wouldn't you say, Jacob?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna before we let him go, we definitely got to get a hard prediction for the NFC North and for the Packers record. You got to go. You got to have to say that.
All right. Well, my consistent record has been 9-8. My consistent record. I would say we come in first. We come in second. We come in second only to the Lions, but I feel like us and the Lions will have it'll only be like a 1-game difference. I think that's the only difference. Okay. Only because I'm not sure about this run defense just yet, and the Lions have been emphasizing their run game, adding David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs in the draft, and emphasizing offensive line as well with Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, who's the other young cat, Jonah. Jonah something. Yeah.
I'm scared of the Lions.
I thought I was the only person that liked the.
I wouldn't say I'm scared. I think we could beat them, but I think that's going to be the game that tests our heart. You know, I think the Packers, the only thing that's going to hold them back is their leadership and their grit, because that's been exploited in the past few years.
Yeah. So you like the Jahmyr Gibbs pick? Is that right?
I wanted Jahmyr Gibbs on the Packers. I had spoke up on him. Like I wouldn't be mad if we took him in the first round. So when the Lions drafted him,
Yeah.
Everybody else was speaking down on the pick. I said, no, this is a pick. This is a playmaker.
Yeah.
A playmaker.
I was sitting back like, man, I don't know. I guess I don't understand football because everybody was bashing that pick. I'm like, that dude, he can, he can run the ball, he can catch the ball. You can flex him out, like Greg Cosell said. He can play wide receiver. Forget just flexing him out as a tailback. Like he could play X receiver. He's that good. He's that dynamic. I know people don't like to hear the term weapons, but that's what he is. I mean, he's you can deploy pretty much anywhere in the offense, and he's just a good football player. I think, I hope it doesn't happen because he's with the Lions, but I'm not surprised if he excels for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 9-8, that's what he said, right, Jacob?
I was going to say 9. I was going to say I've been pretty hard on the 10-win.
Have you?
Train. Yeah. I've been saying that quite a bit on my
they at that point they calling us unrealistic, which I don't think is out the realm of possibility. I don't think 10 wins is out the realm of possibility. I think 9 wins is comfortable though for me.
Yeah, for me I keep saying 6 to 10, right? That's the range I see. It's all going to come down to how does Jordan Love play? And when I say how does Jordan Love play, how does he protect the football? If we control that turnover differential, I think we're going to be closer to 10 wins. If that gets out of control and what some of the haters think Jordan Love's going to be is just a turnover machine, that's going to be a whole different ball game. But regardless, man, I don't know about you, but it's going to be a blast this year. It's going to be an absolute blast seeing this unfold, man.
Like you should have. It's funny you brought up the Eagles game, and I kind of like wanted to bring something different rather than the Eagles game, but I would say this. I didn't really cheer all season last year. I watched every game, but I didn't have an outburst until I seen Jordan Love, bro. Until I see Jordan Love enter the game and throw that touchdown pass to Christian Watson. I kind of had like an outer body experience with that.
Hey, this guy right down here did too. Right down here. Jacob.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong at all.
Yep.
I love it. So we're going to let you get out of here, dude. We appreciate you canceling the date and hopping on with us, man. You tell her it was Jacob's idea. I had nothing to do with it, all right?
Hey,
sorry, man.
All in all, thank y'all. This is an opportunity for those that don't know. This is my first time doing live stream.
Man.
So thank y'all for giving me this opportunity.
I promise you it won't be the last, dude. We're going to have you on often, and we're going to want you to hop on during the season. We'll get on here and chop it up and break down some tape. And it's all about just learning together and understanding, all right, what are they trying to accomplish? What are the concepts? You did a great job, man. Awesome job. We really appreciate it. And again, you guys, that's Malcolm. You can find him on YouTube. Go to his YouTube channel, subscribe, Big Mac Breakdowns, and then find him on Twitter. Guys, he should have a much, much, much larger following on Twitter. Go to Twitter at hotboymk_ and give him a follow. He knows what he's talking about. Man, we appreciate your time, Malcolm.
All right, thank y'all for having me. I'll see y'all later.
All right,
Thanks,
bro.
Malcolm.
You have a good night, man. Jacob, man, awesome find, dude. I love that dude. Love his spirit. Love everything about it. I went through and watched the videos after you seen them you sent them to me, and just humble, understands the game, doesn't try to sound so smart that you completely, make everything complex. Just straight to the point. Does an excellent job, man.
Yeah. He's really good too, because if you're like me, I hate searching all over for certain content, and in all of his videos, he's kind of developing that he'll do like his talking points up front, and he'll tell you like if you want to just skip to the X's and O's, here's the time mark right here. So if you don't want to listen to his opinions on stuff, but I tell you what, like he said, that was the first time he's ever been on a live stream, and it's way different than having yourself just recording it and being able to cut it and edit it, and plus he got noticed to do this like 3 hours ago, pretty much. So that was what I was gonna say was kind of cool. Is I looked this dude up and watched all his videos over the last couple of days, sent a few copies of it to Ryan and to Clayton, and then got the okay to reach out to him like 12 hours ago. And in that span of time, we were able to hook up, get to know him a little bit, get his stuff connected with our live stream, and then test the equipment, and it worked. So for all that, I thought he did great. And like I said, I think he'd be great to get after our post game and break down some plays and hopefully scoring plays and wins and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. I will say too that it sounds like he's more of an offensive guy, but I do want to we got to get Sam Holman back to start doing defensive breakdowns and stuff, because I still think that if our defense if we have a top 3, I know that's crazy to think, but if we have like a top 3, a top 5 defense, that alone, if Jordan Love's just decent, like 68, 72 PFF grade decent, I think we could still have 10, 12, 13 wins again. I mean, it's not unrealistic.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. You got anything else you want to hit on before we get out of here? We're at about the 45-minute mark. I know Dakota was going to try to jump on, but I believe he's at work. So anything else you want to hit on before we get out of here? Anything on that?
I don't know, man. You got anything that you anything exciting going on, or?
Well, I know tomorrow night, now that you mention it, we're going to have Andy Herman on the podcast. He's going to hop on with us.
Andy Herman.
Yeah, so we're going from Pack a Day Podcast. We're going to get on tomorrow, and I'm going to pick his brain. You know, we're getting ready to get geared up for training camp. He'll be there for training camp and all your coverage right there locally in Green Bay. So we're going to kind of see, what he thinks about this roster, maybe some early predictions. I don't know exactly what angle we'll attack it from, but I promise you it'll be good with him. And then we've got a couple other things in the hopper, a couple other people that's looking to come on the show too. Some fairly there'll be people and I'm excited about it. It's people that's played right there at Lambeau and here recently as well. I'll give you a hint. One, if everything goes as planned, he might have the most famous kneel down in Packer history. That's what he's become known for. So pretty cool. He was recently in the quarterback room. You guys probably already guessed it. So we're excited. The goal here in the next week or two is to get Kurt Benkert on and chat with him. Just kind of, I want to get his perspective on what the quarterback room is like in and out of camp, going into camp and what do those quarterback meetings look like. He's got an awesome program he just released. And I think it's Football 101 is the name of it. I've got it downloaded on like 3 different devices and been studying it. He just breaks down the game in a very simplistic way and does an excellent job doing it. You guys, I'm sure you're following him on Twitter. An awesome follow, always upbeat, always positive, great sense of humor. So I'm excited to
Isn't he still like a professional gamer too, like on the side?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a big gamer. Man, there's a lot of people that are gamers. We have Mike Wall on from time to time, and he does a podcast with Amon Green. Amon Green's like a professional.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it, man, because there's some people that these grown men playing video games. Shut up, dude. Your life's miserable, and all you want to do is tear down other people. Like I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it, especially on Twitter too. People say things that they wouldn't dare say to someone's face, which cracks me up. It's like those people riding the bumper in the car, Jacob.
Oh yeah.
But boy, they won't walk up on your heels on the sidewalk. It won't happen, right? but they get behind that steering wheel and they think they're tough. But I love it when people, they're just unapologetically themselves, right? Because like we talked about before, man. But when you're taking that last breath, you're on that deathbed. I have a hard time believing you're going to be laying there going, I wish I would have impressed more people.
Yeah.
You're probably going to go, I wish I'd have said flush them, dude. I live the way I want to live. So I love it. I don't know. I just respect people like that. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. Again, thank you to Malcolm. Guys, do me a favor. Please go follow him on Twitter. Again, it's at HotBoyMK_ and on YouTube, Big Mac Breakdowns. An awesome guy. Very humble, very good at what he does. And I just love
he's got a random couple of videos that really blew up too. And he's only been doing this for like 2 months. So he's just learning how to get into it. And it'd be great if we supported him and then get him back on here for post game or whatever, just some stuff here and there.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow night. I think we're going to go a little bit later tomorrow, probably about 8 p.m. Eastern time. I believe, let me double check. Well, I'll tweet it out. You guys will get it. It'll be a little later than normal. Andy's got a lot of stuff going on. He's been doing some work with, WDUZ there in Green Bay and doing a lot of other stuff on the side. He's a very, very busy man. So we'll get him on, like I said, and do a little camp breakdown and get this thing geared up, man. Jay, hey, we're coming right down to it. What is today, the 10th? So we're roughly 15 days away from camp.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep, and the next thing you know, it'll be preseason and regular season. I'm thinking about going to the Bengals game, the Bengals preseason game in Cincinnati. And then I'm also thinking about going to the Falcons Week 2 game down here in Atlanta. It's going to make the post-game show so difficult. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't know, man. It's right around the corner, though, dude. The leaves will be turning before we know it. So anything else, bro?
No, man. 2 weeks, basically. That's crazy. That'll fly by. And then we have some crazy good content, some actual people, real news, real, not just theory anymore, not just people thinking, no more bets. It's actual. We'll start to see the hierarchy, the depth chart, the 53. It's going to be amazing. So stay tuned.
Yeah. As we get closer to season 2, you're going to get those Packernet Fantasy podcasts, which is absolutely awesome. So I'm looking forward to those, man. But Jacob, I appreciate your time, buddy. Good job finding Malcolm. Done an excellent job. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you taking time to hang out with us. For those of you listening on the pod, hopefully we described things enough that you kind of get the gist of what Malcolm's seen there with the older Jordan Love tape. And hopefully this made your work day a little bit easier. So everybody have a great day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go Pack, go.
For Jordan Love.
37. Here he is throwing in the middle. It's caught by Watson. He's got great speed. Turning the corner. Christian Watson down the sideline. And he will score. Whoa. Hang on. Love to Watson. To a one-score game.
This one is the stunner. You basically feel like, all right, this Eagles team sort of has this thing under control, and then Christian Watson hits the Jets again. 6 touchdowns now in the last 3 games. He is really something. When he gets in the open field and running, that was some throw by Jordan Love, too.